Hi. Okay, I want to talk about what this conversation I'm inviting you to respect your children is not. So it's not about shaming parents and teachers and adults you see in the grocery store. It's not that. So it's not about blame. Okay, it's not who do we blame for this. It doesn't matter. Blame is completely meaningless. What this conversation is not, also, it's not a call to disrespect your elders, okay? It is quite the opposite. It is a conversation that brings us all together. The cardinal rule in, creating a channel or picking something to speak about, blah, 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 is that you never choose everyone as your audience. And frankly, I don't know how not to choose everyone as my audience. It's a conversation none of us are excluded from. So the intention behind a conversation like this, shifting the paradigm so that we're operating from the proper perspective. We are lifting up our future. We are nurturing the future of our existence. That's why we are talking about respect for children and not just talking about, what's wrong. Of course, we're going to talk about a couple of things that are quite off kilter, okay? But we are not going to blame. It's useless, okay? And I am sure that as we have this conversation, it will become evident how the blame is useless. And it's also not a new conversation. If we start to blame someone and we start to look for a culprit and we start to vilify, okay, it's not a scary movie that we're talking about. We're talking about the truth. And the truth is that when we respect children, it will lead us to world peace, period. I sound like I lost my damn mind. I know, okay? But it's absolutely inevitable. It's absolutely inevitable that we get down to the business of respecting our children and heeding that warning. But it's also inevitable that as we do this, we will have the degree of peace in our world like we've never seen. An interesting statistic that rocks my world is one about the female incarceration rate. It has increased 640% in my lifetime. So in the last 30 years, while I've been here, okay, the female incarceration rate has increased 640%. So in my mind, if that can happen, then bullying rates, suicide rates amongst all of us, but amongst children that are in epidemic rates, mental health rates, depression, all of that can also increase or decrease in my lifetime, in the rest of my lifetime. In fact, I don't plan on even leaving this earth without that. I want to see a drastic difference, and I'm not silly enough to think it has everything to do with me. In my world, it has everything to do with me because I can only do what it's my business to do. I can't do your part. I can do my part. But this is why I feel this call to invite you to a conversation like this, because this type of conversation is for everyone and it brings us all together and it must happen. It's time for it. So I am so excited to have this conversation, to launch this conversation. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.